is Linda Bedinger, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Denver, Colorado. And today I have a tip video for you. We're going to work a little bit with the Stamparatus, and I'm going to show you how you can operate on the Stamparatus without magnets. And I know sometimes they kind of get in the way for me, and I've discovered a couple things here that might be of some help. So let's just get started. What I have are these two stamp sets that I'm using stamps from today to illustrate this. Soft Spring, which is a host set in the new catalog. Isn't that pretty? It's just got some nice, pretty soft kinds of things, and it appealed to me. And it is a photopolymer set. And then Butterfly Wishes is also a new cling set in the new catalog, and it is a red rubber set. So I thought I would show you here how I'm doing this. And I have my Stamparatus set up here, and I've got my doors cleaned off here, and I've got a couple of stamps here. This is the one from the Butterfly Wishes. I've got this stamp set, this butterfly, and birthday wishes all mounted on here. And so I thought I would take a minute here and show you. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my dot runner, and you can use any snail you have, and I'm going to put a couple of lines of dot runner or snail on the back here, and I'm going to de-stick it a little bit to make it more like repositioning tape, and you can use repositioning tape if you have some. Then I'm going to set my card right here in one grid down and one grid to the inside here, and get that on here so that's fairly straight. And then I thought I would use gray granite here to just stamp all of the images, because I think it will give you the idea of what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to ink up the birthday wishes pretty heavily. I'm going to ink up the butterfly fairly lightly, and these flowers fairly lightly, because I want to add some additional color to those a little bit later. Now I'm going to just go ahead and close my door here and do my stamping the way I would ordinarily, and pick up my thing, and you see my paper hasn't moved an ounce here. And so, and it's reliable for restamping. So let's go ahead and put some more ink on these and restamp this. And there we go. That isn't moving anywhere. Now I can go in and do my additional coloring over the top of this when I'm ready. This piece now just peels off of here, and I'm ready to go. All right, so let's do that again, but using the Stamparatus the way I would for a photopolymer stamp. So I'm going to turn my grid around here, and I've got a couple of stamps that I want to use. So let me get another piece of cardstock. And I've got my grid paper on my foam mat, and I use some of that tape on it to hold that steady as well. So here we go, and then I'm going to set my card in there after I put some tape on the back of it here, and de-stick that a little bit. And I'm going to do the same kind of thing, put that one grid down and one grid over so that it's down. And then I've got my pretty stamp here, which I didn't really clean off, so it might have a little green ink on it. That's okay. And I have this little bit of foliage kind of coming down from the corner, and then I have this piece that I really want off the top, because I really just want a few of those leaves and those flowers down at the bottom. So that's what I'm going to put on here. And I've got some old olive ink that I wanted to use on my leaves. And then I'm going to put my old olive ink all over this stamp. Then I'm going to wipe it off on the flowers here. And I have this little ink spot here. I've got a couple of them. This one is Lovely Lipstick, but this one is open. This one is Highland Heather. I think I'll use it. And I'm just going to add a little bit of ink just to the top of those little flowers here. Okay, so I've got my images all inked up here, and we're going to go ahead and stamp that down on my paper. Now, if anything, what happens is the whole thing tries to lift out. So I try not to let that happen. But again, here I need to do some re-inking on these leaves down here on the bottom. The rest of the images look fine to me. And so I will do that. And again, I have not used my magnets to get my images done. And there you go. Now, on this little stem here, you know, you can go back in with a marker or something and make sure that those stems are colored appropriately. Then you can do this one more time if you choose to. In any case, that is the tip for the day, how to use your Stamparatus without using the magnets and not have your paper move. And even if this whole thing moves, you're putting it back in exactly the same spot. So when you re-ink and you re-stamp, you are right in the same place again. So that's it for me today. Just a quick tip for a trick to use, not have to use your magnets when using your Stamparatus. Now, most of the time I will say that you do want to use those magnets, because for sure everything holds in place. But if you've got a particularly tricky thing to stamp, and I think it works just as well with the red rubber as it does with the photopolymer here, and you get the images that you want to have on your stamping. That's it for me today. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel today. I do so appreciate it. And if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator, and or you could join my team. Let's see. The prize draw for June is one of the big bundles out of the catalog, your choice. And all you have to do to get in my drawing is to put an order on my website, www.lbedinger.stampinup.net, or you can get to it from my blog, www.inkandingenuity.com. So I'll be back soon with more cards, more tips, and more projects. Bye!